Hey guys, in this video we're going to go over some of the LeetCode, or I'm going to start doing some of the LeetCode algorithm challenges, and I'm just going to start off with the first one here. So I have a HTML document open up, and I'm going to do all this in JavaScript, and we're just going to use the console. So I have this open in VS Code, and I have live server open. So I just have some script tags. So we'll go over just kind of how to get started with this. So here's the question, or the problem here. It's given an array of integers, return indices of the two numbers such that they add up to a specific target. You may assume that each input would have exactly one solution, and you may not use the same element twice. So we know that we need to, it's going to be two elements. Sorry guys for the noise. We know it's going to be two elements inside this, and then they also have this example, or here's their case that they're going to test you by. So we'll also test edge cases just to make sure. And the target is 9. We know that the first number can't be 9, or it could be 9, and another one could be 0. So it's never going to be only one indice, or one index of the array. So what we want to do is we just want to start const nums equals this array. So this is the array they're going to test us by, 11 and 15, and then we have const nums equals this, and then target equals 9. Okay, so what we're going to do here, we'll just set up a function const TwoSum equals, and then we'll take in the nums, or the array, and we'll take in the target. This is what they labeled it, so I'm just going to keep it the same. And then I'm just going to do an arrow function here. And the only variable I'm going to have in here is just a variable called answer, and then we're just going to push the answer to it, and then we'll return the answer at the end. So we'll assign a value. We're just going to instantiate it here, and then we will assign a value to it inside of our loops here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the array that we take in here, and I'm going to go through each index. So nums.forEach, and then I'm going to use an arrow function here, but I'm going to take this. Our forEach function has, on each item, it'll also give us an index, so we use that index as well. So we use an arrow function here. So we're going through each element in the nums array, 2, 7, 11, 15. And then inside of here, we're also going to do a for loop. So we're going to check each index after it to see if it checks, because if we check this one and this one, when we go to this one, we're never going to have to check this one, and it's never going to be two of the same. So in each element, we're only going to have to go to the ones past it. If we have a very large array, that's obviously going to take a little bit longer, but with the case they're giving us and no requirements for time, this should be fine. So I'm going to do a for loop, and I'm going to do I equal to that index plus 1, because it's never going to be the same number twice. So it's never going to be 4.5 plus 4.5 to get to the target of 9. So I'm going to do I equals index of 1, or index plus 1, and then I less than nums.length, and I plus plus. Inside here, we're going to do another variable here, and we're just going to call it sum. So let sum equal item. Actually, we could do this. We could just do an if statement here. If item, let's do some parentheses, or if item plus nums at I, so that index, equals target, we will just return answer equal to nums dot index of item and then I. Then down here, return answer, and we can actually console log answer so we can see. Okay. So what we're doing here, we're just checking if our current item here in our for each loop plus our array at this index we're checking equals the target. We're just pushing these two numbers to an array called answer, and then we're just returning the answer. So we'll console log answer. We'll just call this down here TwoSum, and then we're going to put in nums, and we're going to give it a target. And you can see we have the locations of the array. And the reason I did index of item, because if we just put item, that would give us the actual item that we're working with. So since we're in here, we have to do, I guess that would be the index. So we could do index and I. Yeah, that'll give us the same thing. So let's change this around a little bit to, let's put it 12 here, and then we'll put our 9 here on the edge to test our edge cases. Oops. Give us an define because I put the target in. So 0, 4. We'll switch these 7, and we'll give this a 2. 0, 4, same thing. We'll put a few more cases in. Same thing, 0, 4. It will never be the same thing. 0, 4. So once it gets to the first one, it's just going to return, and that's it. So there you go. Hope you like it. Leave a comment, leave a like, leave a subscribe if you like it, and I'm going to hopefully post more of these. Thanks.